US News and World Report just ranked all of your favorite cruise lines. And I think you might be surprised who came out on bottom.
JJ Cruise.
Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Jordan and this is JJ Cruise. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, a fascinating report just came out from US News and World Report, and I want to talk about how they ranked all of the popular cruise lines that are out there. From Disney to Princess to Carnival to Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, they have ranked a ton of your favorite cruise lines in 6 different categories. And today we're going to share the top 3 and the bottom 3 for each category, and I'm going to give my opinion on if I think this is accurate or not. As you're following along through these different categories, I want you to be giving feedback directly in the comments section. Let me know what you agree with and what you disagree with. I guarantee this list will not be perfect for anyone, and there will definitely be some on here that you think might be a big problem. Before I get into it, I do just want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. We are JJ Cruise. We do all things cruising. So if you love cruising as much as Jared and I do, please hit the subscribe button. And if you like content like this on your way out today, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. We're going to get right into this. I'm going to share the 6 different categories, and at the end, I'm going to say overall who actually never hit the bottom rankings for each of these categories, because there are 6 cruise lines that didn't ever get rated in the bottom. And then there's some of your favorites that we're not going to mention a lot because they kind of just fell in the middle. As we get into these categories, let's quickly talk about how they ended up ranking all of these different cruise lines. They ranked 18 of the most popular cruise lines. All of the names that you're going to recognize are in the batch of cruises that they ranked. There's one cruise line that did not make the cut and they didn't rank at all, and that's Margaritaville at Sea. But all of the other popular cruise lines that you see in the Caribbean and all around the world will be a part of these lists. There was 3 factors into these rankings. The first was interviews with reporters. So reporters that constantly are reporting on these different cruise lines that work for large media agencies. They had a say in these rankings. The second category is people like you and I, cruisers, and they took information directly out of cruise reviews. The third one is information from government agencies on health and safety protocols on board. So we know there's different government agencies and organizations that rank health and safety protocols, of course, rank the cleanliness of ships. They took all that information from these 3 different categories, lumped them together, and out came this list of rankings of the 18 most popular cruise lines around the world. As I stated, I'm going to share the category, and then we're going to talk about the top 3 that ranked and the bottom 3 that ranked. Let's get right into it. The first category might be one of the most important to many of you, and it is the best cruise line for money. In the good category, the top 3 is Celebrity Cruises, Virgin Voyages, and MSC. On the bottom is Norwegian Cruise Line, Princess Cruises, and Costa. Now, I do have to agree with their top 3. Virgin has all of their specialty dining included up front and also includes things like gratuity and Wi-Fi as a part of a package deal when you book the cruise. And MSC is one of the lowest cost cruise lines out there. You can often get a 7-day Caribbean cruise for under $1,000 a person very easily without having to dig too deep. On the bad side, there's one here that really shocks me, and that's Princess Cruises. I think one of the biggest reasons that I'm surprised is I think that there's a lot of value in their Princess Plus and Princess Premier perks. If you buy one of those packages, it includes drinks, often gratuities, specialty dining on board, specialty desserts, specialty fitness classes. There's a lot of value in those packages, and I often find that Princess becomes a lot more affordable when you bundle everything together and buy Princess Premier versus purchasing everything a la carte. So I don't necessarily understand the reasoning behind that one, but the other 2 do make a lot of sense to me. The next category is the best cruise line for families. Coming in on top, you have Disney Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, and Norwegian Cruise Line. On bottom, you've got Carnival Cruise Line, Costa Cruises, and MSC. I would hands down swap out Carnival and Norwegian here because I personally think Carnival is much better for families than Norwegian. But of course, the big 3 cruise lines, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, and Carnival, are the technical, most family-friendly, or the marketed segment of the cruise line. to families, but Disney Cruise Line is also a phenomenal cruise line for kids. If you can pay the high price to go on Disney Cruise Line, in my experience, it is the best cruise line out there for families, followed by Royal Caribbean. So their top two, I definitely agree with here. I don't have as much experience with MSC and Costa, but when it comes to MSC, I know a lot of people talk about the Yacht Club being the best thing that MSC offers. And I don't think that the Yacht Club is necessarily a part of the ship that is as family friendly as some of the neighborhoods on Royal Caribbean ships, or of course the plethora of things that Disney has to offer to families while they're on their cruise. In contrast to best cruise line for families, we also have the best cruise line for couples. On the top category, we've got Viking, Seabourn, and Celebrity. Coming in bottom, I'm actually shocked by these. Cunard, Holland America, and coming in last was Princess Cruises. Now, you don't have to go far to know that Jared and I have cruised on Celebrity a lot. We are a couple without kids. Celebrity has been the one cruise line that has kind of called us back over and over and over again, to the point that we've been on every single one of their ships. So of course, I'm going to agree with their top pick here. I have not been on Viking and Seabourn, so I can't give a lot of feedback on that. But I am surprised that Holland and Princess found themselves on the very bottom of this list, because we've also been a couple without kids on both of these cruise lines, and we've really enjoyed our time on those ships. I specifically want to know from all of you at home, what do you think of this particular category? Do you think Princess and Holland should have been on the bad list? It's a tough one for sure. The next area that they ranked all these ships was the best in the Caribbean. On top, you have Disney Cruise Line, Celebrity, and Virgin. On the bottom, you have Norwegian Cruise Line, MSC, and Costa. Now, right away, I can say this. DCL has 2 private islands in the Caribbean, and Caribbean Cruises is what Disney has invested the most into. This is very similar for Celebrity. This is actually one of the complaints that I hear often from Celebrity, is that they spend way too much time in the Caribbean, and they've invested a lot of their ships in the Caribbean, especially during the winter season. Almost all of their ships are there. What surprises me is that Royal Caribbean did not make the top 3. With Perfect Day at Coco Cay, I am actually shocked that Royal Caribbean isn't in this top 3, because that private island is one of the best places to go and visit in the Caribbean. Of course, now Celebrity does go there, so Celebrity did make the list, and maybe that was a part of that thought process. But when it comes to the Caribbean, I think of Perfect Day at Coco Cay as one of my favorite islands in the world. I'm not as surprised that Norwegian and MSC made the bottom of the list. Norwegian's private island really doesn't have a lot to offer. MSC is in the process of really developing their private island down there. So these cruise lines, they make sense for being a little bit lower on the list to me. Category number 5 is the best cruise line in the Mediterranean. The top 3, Viking, Seabourn, and Celebrity. The bottom 3, Princess, Costa, and NCL. Again, I haven't been on Viking and Seabourn, so I can't say a lot to those cruise lines, though I have heard wonderful things. I have taken a number of cruises over in the Mediterranean on Celebrity cruises, and those have been some of the best cruises that I have actually ever taken. There have been a number of issues from what I hear on Norwegian Cruise Line over in the Mediterranean. I've had clients go and have problems over there. I've also heard news stories coming out from issues that Norwegian has encountered over in the Mediterranean, so I'm not surprised that that made the bottom 3 at all. But once again, I am surprised that Princess made that list. I have been in the Mediterranean on Princess, and I had a wonderful time on board. I would actually say it was pretty equal to my time on Celebrity cruises over in the Mediterranean as well. So I don't know the thought process behind this, but I do disagree that Princess does not deserve to be in the bottom portion of this list. The last category is the best luxury cruise line. The top 3 include Viking, Seabourn, and Regent, and the bottom 3 are Oceania, Crystal, and Azamara. Now, I personally have not been on any of these cruise lines. I have heard negative things about Azamara since they were sold by Royal Caribbean International, specifically on their Mediterranean cruises. Again, that's hearsay and things that I read and see online, but I'm gonna leave it up to those of you that have sailed those cruise lines to tell me in the comments below if you agree or disagree with that category. Overall, the top 3 best rated cruise lines from all of these lists are Celebrity, Viking, and Seabourn. The worst rated cruise lines from all of these lists are Costa, Princess, and Norwegian Cruise Line. I'm very upset that Princess made the bottom of the list because I do not think that Princess should have landed there. Again, my personal opinion, but I want to hear from all of you in the comments below what you think of Princess being in the bottom 3 rankings from all 6 of these categories. In general, there was 6 cruise lines that never made it to a bottom, and that was Celebrity, Virgin, Seabourn, Disney Cruise Line, Viking, and Regent. So those 6 cruise lines all found themselves in the top 3 or the mid-tier section that we didn't talk about here on this video. If you want to see the full list, I'm going to link the article below in the description, so feel free to go over and check out that article and you can read a little bit more. But I thought that this was very interesting, and I know there's a lot of cruise lovers here that watch this channel. Let me know what you think about all of these categories below. We appreciate the feedback, and we always read every single comment. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jordan. Again, on your way out, if you could hit the subscribe button and the like button. And until next time, see ya.